In this video, I'll show you how to build an interactive task management dashboard in Excel, completely from scratch. So here's what we're going to build. At the top, we'll have a dashboard showing key KPIs like the task status, not started, in progress, and completed, the total tasks, the on-time closure of completed tasks. We also have the project task distribution. So basically, you want to visualize the task per project and per team. We also want to monitor the due status of ongoing tasks and whether the tasks have been completed on time. And below that, we'll have a task list where any new task automatically updates the dashboard. So let's jump in. Setup, sheets, and table. Inside Excel, we'll be working with two main sheets. The first sheet is the dashboard. That is where all of our tasks are listed with the following columns: task ID, project, task description, the team responsible for the task, the status of the task, the start date, which is usually to be filled in by the team or person responsible for the task. We also have the due date of the task, but also the expected completion date that will be automatically calculated. And we have the final completion date that need to be filled in. And last but not least, the column due status, which will be automatically filled in. I've already added some sample data, so we're not starting from zero. The second sheet is the reference sheet. This is where all of our drop-downs and calculations live that will power the dashboard. You can download this Excel file for free using the link in the description, so you can follow along. Step 1. Convert data to table. The first step is to convert your data to a table. You might be wondering why this is good practice. Well, tables automatically expand when your data is in a table. New rows are automatically included in formulas, charts, pivot tables, and conditional formatting. So when you add a new task, everything updates instantly. In other words, you don't need to fix your formulas or charts manually. To format your data as a table, select a random cell of your data and press Ctrl+T. Then click OK. If you don't like the default formatting, go to Table Design, untick Banded Rows. Choose a design of your choice. To remove grid lines entirely, go to View, Grid Lines, and deselect it. Step 2. Data validation dropdowns. To prevent inconsistent entries, we'll use data validation dropdowns. Select the column Project. Go to Data, Data Validation, choose List. Now navigate to the reference sheet and select the Projects column. You will notice that a range has been defined, but we don't want this because if new items are added, you won't be able to select these new items. So to solve this, we simply want to name our table and use this name for our validation list. Now select the entire Projects column, go to the Formulas tab and click Create from Selection. Ensure top row is checked and click OK. This creates a named range that grows automatically with a table. Now let's head back to our dashboard sheet and select the column Project. Go to Data, Data Validation, choose List, and simply type equals Projects. Now whenever we add a new item in the projects, we can select this from the drop-down list. Now let me repeat these steps for the column team. Step 3. Calculated columns. Great job! Now let's focus on the calculated columns. We want to autocomplete the status based on the start and completion date. We're going to use the following formula. Let me break down this formula. If the completion date cell is not empty, it should show completed. If the start date is filled in, but the completion date is blank, it should show in progress. If the start date and completion date are not filled in, it should show not started. For the expected completion date column, add the duration to the start date. If you are wondering how I managed to add what is seemingly a text to a date, I have formatted it as follows. Hash symbol followed by days in quotation. This tells Excel that it is a number followed by the text days. Because this is an Excel table, the formula automatically fills down. Next, we'll set up the logic that tells us whether a task is due soon or already overdue. We are going to use this formula. Let me explain this formula, because once you understand the logic, Excel stops feeling complicated. The very first thing the formula checks is simple. Do we even have a due date? If there's no due date, the formula returns nothing. there's nothing meaningful to evaluate yet. Next, we ask the most important question. Has the task been completed? And instead of trusting a status drop-down, which people often forget to update, we use the completion date as a source of truth. If the completion date was filled in, the task is done. But we also want to find out if the task was completed on time. So we compare the completion date to the due date. If the task was completed on or before the due date, it's labeled completed on time. If it was completed after the due date, it's labeled completed late. Now, if the task has not been completed, we want to know if we will meet our deadline or if the task is already overdue. First, we check whether the due date is already in the past. If it is, the task is overdue. If it's not overdue, we check whether the due date is within the next 3 days. If it is, we flag it as due soon. And if none of those conditions are true, meaning the task isn't overdue and isn't close to the deadline, then the task is simply on track. Step 4. Create space for the dashboard. Now we need some space for the dashboard. Select the entire task table and press Ctrl+X. Paste it starting around row 31. This will give us enough room for our KPIs and charts. Step 5. KPI design and layout. Now it's time to work on our dashboard. Let's first create a gradient shape that we will use for all our KPI tiles. Select Insert Shapes and choose the rounded rectangle. Stretch it across the top, right-click, Format Shape, use Gradient Fill, then adjust the colors and stops as needed. Now let's add the title by inserting a text box and name it Task Management Dashboard. Next, let's create the rest of our KPI tiles. Copy and paste the shape and reformat it to the following dimensions: 1.5 for the height and 1.5 for the width. Next, create 3 tiles next to each other and 1 tile beneath. Step 6. Status KPIs. Next is preparing the numbers that we will include in these tiles. Now, let's head back to our reference sheet. We'll count the different task statuses using the COUNTIF formula. For status completed, type the following formula: equals COUNTIF, then select the status column and put completed in quotation. Apply this formula for the in progress and not started status. For the total, you could simply sum the statuses of these 3, but the accuracy of the total depends if the status is filled in. A better solution is to use the following formula. This will simply count the number of cells that are not empty. If you are wondering why I have added -1 to the formula, it is to correct for the header. Now it's time to display these numbers on the dashboard. Linking numbers to shapes. We will be creating 2 text boxes per status. One for the status description and one for the actual number. Let's start with the total number of tasks. Insert a text box and name it total number of tasks and give it a light blue color. Now copy and paste the text box, remove the text, and in the formula bar enter equals and point to the cell that contains the total number of tasks. Change the font size and give it a white color. Now let's do this for the status not started. Insert a text box, remove the fill, remove the outline, and give it a light blue color. Now repeat this for the other statuses. Select all the text boxes and align to top. It's time to insert the text boxes for the numbers. Insert a text box and link this text box to the associated number. Do this by selecting the text box and typing equals in the formula bar and then clicking the cell containing the count. Then press enter. Change the font size to 48 and choose the color white. Now duplicate and repeat for each status KPI. Step 7. Bar charts. Next, we'll visualize task distribution by project and team. In the reference sheet, we will be using pivot charts for visualizing the task distribution on the project and team level. Go to Insert, Pivot, select Chart, and select the entire range of your table. Now drag the project field to Axis and the task ID to values. Now let's insert another pivot chart, but this time for the team. Now let's paste these charts in our dashboard. Let's select a 2D bar, then clean it up. Remove the grid lines, remove the axis, add data labels, choose the color of the bars to your liking. Next, rename the chart to Project Task Distribution. Cut and paste the chart into the dashboard and resize it to fit. Repeat the same steps for the second chart. Step 8, Overdue KPI. Now let's first highlight the due status of tasks that are still ongoing. Once again, we'll be using a pivot chart. Navigate to the reference sheet, go to Insert, select Pivot Chart. Next, select the entire range of your table, drag the due status field to axis and to values. Next, filter and deselect all completed statuses. If you're wondering, the blank one represents tasks without a defined due date. Next, rename the chart to due status of ongoing tasks and format it the way you want. I'll be picking a 2D bar chart. Now move this chart to the dashboard. Now let's repeat these steps, but this time for on-time closure of completed tasks. Insert Pivot Chart, select the entire range of your table, drag the due status field to axis and to values. Next, apply the filter for the completed tasks. Now change the chart type to pie chart and rename it to on-time closure. And finally, move this chart to the dashboard. Step 9. Freeze Dashboard. The last step is to freeze our dashboard to keep our KPIs visible while scrolling. On our dashboard, click on the cell, go to View, and Freeze Panes. Great! Now our dashboard always remains visible while scrolling. Now let's apply some conditional formatting to our task table. Let's first apply conditional formatting to the status column. Add the following color coding. If the task is completed, it should be highlighted in green. If the task is in progress, it should be highlighted in yellow. If the task is not started, it should be highlighted in red. To do this, navigate to Home, select Conditional Formatting, highlight Cell Rules, text that contains, then apply the color coding. Next, let's apply conditional formatting to the due status column. Add the following color coding. If the task is completed, on time, or is ongoing on track, it should be highlighted in green. If the task is ongoing but due soon, it should be highlighted in yellow. If the task is ongoing overdue or completed late, it should be highlighted in red. Great job! You've just built a task management dashboard in Excel. If you want to add a navigation sidebar with matching brand colors, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.